What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, the one and only Brandon Calderon, aka Champ. To my right on the couch, one of them is struggling with his mic still. The other one is over there just chilling, sipping. The two best hosts in the IE, Mr. Jarlos and Mr. Mondo.
Yeah.
Welcome back, guys, to the Hi Guys.
Hey, since when are you the champ? What the fuck does that mean?
Always, hey, I'm the double champ.
You're the double chin champ.
Hey, still a champ.
And I'm still the commissioner. Welcome, everybody.
Boo. Give me can I get a boo on that?
Settings fucking
Can I get a boo for the
minute.
commissioner?
It is PPR now.
Fuck, dude, only took fucking everybody to tell you.
Yeah, no shit.
On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the top 5 at each position, going between wide receiver, running back, tight end, and so on and so forth, as you know, because my boy got the best kicker this week for some reason.
Damn.
We're going to be starting off with the wide receivers. Talk to me, guys. Who you guys got going up for the number one receiver this week? In my book, he's coming out of Miami.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Number one of the week, for sure. He's got like 200-plus yards, 2 tutties. I think the game's still going on right now. I don't even know.
It just ended.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it looks like they beat the Chargers 36-34.
Oh, Miami won? God damn it. There goes my fucking pick. Damn it.
Well, you know what? Like Carlos, a broken clock is right 2 times a day.
Amen to that. Speaking of being right, well, we'll talk about that later. But
nice pick on that Lions, though, man. That was the.
So what was that was fire, dude.
The
Lions pick was nice.
Pulled a rabbit out of his ass.
No, it's called
keeping it with the wide receivers. Speaking on the Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown also did really well that day on Thursday.
He looked almost Devontae Adams-esque.
Wow.
He was open almost on every play that they gave it to him.
Yeah, exactly. And the way he was catching the ball was just crisp. He's like, first down.
I believe, if I'm not wrong, he went for a 14 this week, which is really good for a wide receiver standpoint.
Well, honestly, I mean, every fantasy guy you got in there, you're hoping at least 10 out of them. If you didn't get at least 10, you're like,
you're a bum.
This guy's a bum. Yeah. Minimum 10. 15. That's all I'm asking for is 10.
Wide receiver is 15,
Can I get 10? At least 10?
Well, someone who is going to always overperform, and it's either him or his teammate, someone who we were just talking about, Miami Dolphins, Tyreek Hill. Today, in our league, he went for 47.5 for you.
God damn.
Oh, I got him too.
Yes, his stat line was looking 11 receptions, 215 receiving yards with 2 receiving touchdowns, a 40-yard reception with 15 targets.
He's the only one keeping me in this game. Lamar Jackson was very disappointing today.
You're playing Zoe's mama. I hope she beats you too, by the way, because I drafted that team.
Yeah, you would say some shit like that. You would say some sucker stuff like that.
Yeah.
Another one that I got.
I hope you win.
Another good receiver that I got. He's probably not a top 5 receiver, but I'll get back to you guys on that. On points, for me, he went 17.7 because you talked about Lamar Jackson. The rookie over at Baltimore, Zay Flowers, he went for 2 rushing attempts with 9 rush yards, 9 receptions, 78 yards with 10 targets. He didn't. I mean, doesn't look like he scored a touchdown.
He just needed.
I
don't think Lamar Jackson threw a touchdown.
It was a weird game.
Hey, if he would have got a touchdown,
I wish he would have at least ran for one.
Also, I thought OBJ wasn't playing, and he did play, and he, that probably took away from Flowers. He could have done way more. I think OBJ not there is gonna give him the light up, but obviously with OBJ, you're gonna have to go OBJ. But
he's just a name, honestly. Now
who OBJ?
Yeah, like Kobe his last couple years.
Wow,
he was just a name.
People.
What do you mean?
Kobe was ass the last couple years. Though.
They paid him $70 million to.
That was
R.I.P. Kobe, love you, but you were kind of booty. But hey, you deserve those $70 million.
I'll give you a wide receiver that went ham and cheese today. That was extra horny.
Talk to me.
And that is Brandon Ayuk.
God.
I mean, we didn't know what to expect with Purdy coming in. It's his first full season. It's his team now, and man, these fools came out popping, bro. And I called it. It had, like you guys said, it had to be either Ayuk or Deebo Samuels. But to me, even with before Purdy, when it was who was the Niners? I'm all lost now.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, Jimmy G. It was always Ayuk, kind of like I would say like number 1 and a close 2 between Ayuk and Samuels. But
Ayuk was number 2.
You think so? You think Samuels was 1 for first?
Well, when Jimmy Garoppolo was a quarterback, it was Deebo Samuel.
No one's number 1 wide receiver in Garoppolo.
Deebo Samuel ran in for this. No, I'm talking about he was used as a rushing guy.
So if I'm not mistaken, I believe Brandon Ayuk will be at number 2 in points for this
32
week.
points, my guy.
He dropped 32.9, and he went 8 receptions, 129 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, and 8 targets. As much as it hates me to read that stat line, because my boys got blown out today.
Oh, talk about getting blown out.
Oh, that'll be a conversation for later, but that was very interesting. You know what I learned about that game, though? that the Browns are the best team in that division, and that's
in the NFL. Hey,
Because
In the
my
NFL.
the
God.
Elves,
That's
the
a little
Elves are gonna
wild.
win a Super Bowl this year.
I
I
got
don't know
another
what
wide
you're talking
receiver for you, muchachos.
Okay.
Calvin Ridley, man.
Oh my god.
This
yeah,
fool hadn't
welcome
played
back.
in like
Welcome
600
back to
days.
the game,
Exactly.
Calvin.
I bet he bet on himself this game. Can I get a?
Oh,
You know, that's why he got suspended.
That's
Come on, come
Hey, don't
on.
tell the commissioner
No,
that
we
they're
don't
gonna
have one of
suspend him
those.
again.
We need something like that.
Not yet.
You can't
But,
bet on football.
Yeah, you can't bet on yourself.
Wow. So your receiver went 32 and 24, bro.
My fucking, I was concerned about my receiver stock, but that's kind of what it was. I was either gonna make or break me, and I got lucky this week, and it fucking made me, bro. But honestly, this is why I'm the commissioner, because week 1 I drafted the horniest team, and I think I would have beat everybody, week 1. So
What do you mean? Didn't you get a low grade?
I did. Well, after Yahoo told me to go fuck
And
myself,
I said-
and they
Yeah,
came back
that's
and they,
okay. Yeah,
and they
just make-
apologized,
yeah.
and they said, nah, chill. They
Even
gave me a B.
I said your team was full of hopefuls.
Yes,
Remember I
you're
was
right,
telling
you're
you,
right.
and they helped out.
Yep.
They
And,
helped out for sure.
But man,
This team
that's
was full of
crazy. So
bums.
I had fools trying to trade me rugs. Here's a weekly rug. Shout out, dirtbag. Trying to trade me Ridley yesterday. He's like, "Who do you want for Ridley? Who do you want for Ridley?"
Hey, slime me really for sure, bro. I'll give you Travis Kelce. I don't care.
You
I'm down.
wild.
I'm down.
Damn.
Y'all remember that when I sent that
Hey,
trade and
look,
he starts talking
8
shit with that
receiving
bullshit
yards,
trade.
101 receiving. Oh, my bad. 8 receptions, 101 receiving yards with a receiving touchdown and 11 targets. Welcome back to the NFL, Calvin Ridley. You popped off on your first game
Just
back.
don't go on Price Pick or Sleeper because you're gonna get suspended again, my guy.
Well, you know what? Good thing he went to the motherfucking Jaguars, because guess what happened if he stayed in the Falcons? He'd give you a big old goose egg like Drake London did.
Damn it.
And I believe the last receiver we're going to talk about right now, who also went for over 20 points over in New Orleans with his new quarterback, your favorite quarterback in the league,
he did say
Chris Olave, popped off.
He said Saints.
A 40-yard reception and 10 targets.
Gets you an
No
extra point.
touchdown, huh? You don't think I
The
timed that?
universe. The
Hey, I already
universe
knew
works
that,
in
man. 'Cause
mysterious
we're talking about my
ways.
boy Derek Carr.
Hey, good for Derek
Didn't we
Carr,
say
you know?
Derek Carr was better than Kenny
Hey,
Pickett?
did the Raiders win?
That
or lose?
stat line
God
proves it
damn
right there.
God damn it.
God damn,
Let's
bro.
not talk. We'll get into that when we
That's,
talk about QBs. But going back to Chris Olave, my boy went for 22.2 on my side, on my fantasy team in Yahoo. He had 8 receptions, 112 receiving yards.
What you said?
Well, I mean, look at Derek Carr's stat line: 23 out of 33, 305 yards, touchdown,
You're so
interception.
lucky that popped out on TV, you bitch.
Olave 2, 8 receptions,
I don't care
112
for John
yards.
Blast. That's
What do you
I know,
mean
but
he's
I'm just
lucky?
saying-
40.
Well, Derek Carr was
Hey, so you're telling me if my receivers had a touchdown, I would have been set? Wait,
mean,
how about I think
that
I
was
got.
the case a lot today. A lot of fools got a lot of
If
yardage.
Drake
and no
London
touchdown.
got a point, we'd be set.
I think
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have 2 more receivers I want to talk about.
I kind of want to talk about one.
One who is extremely important because everybody wants to know. He went first overall in pretty
you're
much
fucking
almost
right.
every
How did we
league.
not talk about that?
Almost every league. If not, he was second overall pick. And with that, I'm talking about Justin Jefferson, who went for 21.2 in my other fantasy league. Had 9 receptions for 150 receiving yards, 12 targets. Again, no touchdown.
So if he doesn't do that every
Well-
week, are you disappointed?
No.
Well, that was a crazy game too.
That's big
Fuck.
expectation, though, isn't
Stupid
it?
ass Vikings, bro. Like that's insane. But I mean, look. So let's talk about. I mean, I know we're talking about wide receivers, but number 1 picks right now. So we're talking about Jefferson and McCaffrey. Jefferson got, what you said, 22 points.
Yeah, Jefferson gave me 21.2.
McCaffrey gave me 32. So I honestly, after that pick, I said, I think I made the wrong pick. I think I should have gone Jefferson. I saw Jefferson just being more. And I mean, it's not a bad pick. And again, this is only week 1, so everything's going to sound like an overreaction maybe.
Yeah, I feel you.
But that game was interesting, bro. The Vikings and the fucking Buccaneers. Like, who would have fucking thunk
Mike
big
Evans
ass Baker
went
Mayfield?
crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
bro, and he didn't get his money. So I mean,
Look,
he's
Mike
gonna go
Evans
hard.
had 18 on my bench, but
Yeah,
who's the
Mike
receiver
Evans.
you
Oh,
want
you
to
have
talk
him?
about?
Damn,
Jacoby Myers from the Raiders.
that's interesting.
He had 8
We got
receptions,
that, no?
80 plus yards, and 2 touchdowns.
So I
Boy
guess
came
we're
out of
talking
nowhere.
about receivers who possibly let you down this week.
Well, no, he didn't let me down.
You know who did let Mikey down?
Yeah,
Jamar Chase.
T. Higgins.
man. I think I'm guessing. I'm not looking at the stats, but I think he had 6 targets, 0 catches. He scored
Wow.
0 points.
Yeah,
He
I have.
dropped it.
Let me
and dropped
confirm
it
this,
and dropped
and it's
it.
not
I'll
6.
let you know.
It's 8 targets.
I looked at
And
my
0
roster right
points.
now.
0 points.
Wow.
I looked at my roster right now, and I was about to die. I was about to get sick.
we
2 of my guys goose egged.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You're a host on a podcast? Hey.
Well, I mean, it's
we
not
had
my fault.
tryouts
Nobody
going
threw
on.
him the damn ball.
You weren't listening to the podcast, that's why.
And, dude, these guys over here knocking the fucking Sonic rings out of Jalen Hurts.
You're right. Now we know that the kryptonite for the Bengals is rain. Rain and playing in Cleveland.
No, it's Deshaun Watson.
Now, what do you mean Deshaun Watson? What? Burrow, bro. Burrow is the highest paid NFL player ever, and he did fucking 82 yards, my guy. Jamar Chase got me ass. I need him to score one touchdown.
No, you know who the kryptonite is? Myles Garrett.
Yeah, he got him sick. That 1 4th down. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that was horny. Bro, and the Browns have been sucking ass so long, they fucking ate that shit up.
Well, hey, when you get a first-round pick every single year.
That's true.
You're bound to get a squad.
You would think, but they're like the 76ers of football.
The last receiver we're going to talk about who didn't do as much as they were projected to perform. He did half the points as Jamar Chase. As you guys were talking about, Joe Burrow was getting banged up. For me, he only gave me about 3 points, so he really got banged up, but we'll talk about that when we get to quarterbacks. Jamar Chase went for 9.10, projected for 21.7.
That's insane, bro.
And those are our list for our top receivers and some receivers that let us down this week.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we are going to talk about the running backs, the running chickens. There was a lot of action out there, a lot of rookies out there, a lot of veterans, and to see how they're doing, how they did, and it's a good first week. It's been very tasty, very entertaining. Let's keep it going. Make sure you stay tuned. Smoke that doobie. And speaking of running backs, I'm gonna talk about the number 1 overall pick. Was I nervous? Yes. Was I excited? Yes. Was I upset? Yes. But, I went with my gut. I went with my professional experience of only winning one chip in 12 years of fantasy football. And I went with McCaffrey. God damn, that one ain't good.
How did McCaffrey do? I mean, I watched the game, so I know how it went. Don't remind me, but
I'm going to remind
give me
everybody.
The stat board. Give me the stat board.
McCaffrey got me a horny ass. He got 22 rush attempts. They fucking worked this out. So much for limited workload, like y'all were saying. 152 yards, rushing touchdown. He got 3 receiving yards, 3 receptions. 17 receiving yards. He had a 40-yard rush, and he had a 40-yard rush touchdown.
Yeah, fuck that.
5 targets, bro. If that's not the GOAT, that fool doesn't even look strong or anything.
How much did he score?
He got me 32 point. Hold up.
It says right there, right up top. Underneath the... Come on, rookie.
You're not wrong.
Right here,
I got 34.90. 34.9. 34.9. Almost 35. McCaffrey.
Oh, McCaffrey.
McCaffrey versus the Steelers. And, of course, we all knew that McCaffrey was going to come in here and ball out. He was the number 1 pick on most drafts for a reason.
You think
if
so?
It wasn't McCaffrey, it was
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, like I said in the earlier clip. I mean, he's McCaffrey. I think he's going to produce every week unless he gets hurt. And if he gets hurt, he's going to be done for.
Yeah, he probably
he's
will
on a
get
team,
hurt.
too, that scores a lot of points.
That's true. And they got a lot of players, so they got to cover everything.
That's what's crazy. With a bum-ass running back. I mean, quarterback. Not bum-ass, but, like, this one was just, like, Mr.
What do you
Relevant.
mean? Brock Purdy went to the NFC Championship, dude. What are you talking about?
Hey, hold on.
He's not a bum.
Real quick. I bet you guys didn't know this, but it was the first quarterback taken in the 20 whatever draft that they were taking versus the last quarterback taken in that draft. They were both from the same draft. Kenny Pickett was the first quarterback to be gone in the 20th pick. Brock Purdy was the very last pick and the last quarterback to take that.
Damn, that's interesting.
Hey, and look at the stat line.
There's a job.
We'll talk about that when we get to quarterbacks, though.
All right, shit.
The second running back that I believe.
Hey, if I'm not gonna say I told you so.
Nah, I just had to put it out there. Like I said, I'm biased, bro. My team lost. It is what it is.
Well, I have another quarterback.
I'm not gonna say I told you so.
But the second running back that I'm going to talk about is going to be coming out of the LA Chargers. Austin Eckler, of course. If he wasn't, McCaffrey wasn't picked, I would have picked Austin Eckler. He went for 30 points this week, 30.4 with 16 rush attempts for 117 rush yards. For those who said he can't rush, that boy can rush.
Yeah, man.
He also had a rushing touchdown, 4 receptions, and you know that boy's good at receiving the yards after catch, so he went for 47 of those things.
With the yak.
Damn.
Yes, sir. He had a 40-yard touchdown rush with 5 targets going his way. So he had 5 targets, only missed 1, had 4 receptions. That boy's a dog. That game versus Miami was very, very good. Joshua Kelly also played very well. But let me bring up the stats in a little bit. Who are you talking about over there, Mondo? Austin Eckler balled out. That's no doubt.
I'm saying Aaron Rodgers. Or I'm saying Aaron
Aaron Rodgers.
Chill, Carlos. Chill. I thought that was my boo. I guess.
Sorry.
I guess not.
I was just looking at the Green Bay jersey. The small Green Bay jersey.
Speaking of running back, this is Ryan Grant. He played for the Packers running back.
Dude, you got that from Sears in Christmas 1985.
You're not wrong. It fits me like I got it in 1985 too.
It's got the reflective green material that from
Reebok too. Old as
Reebok,
balls.
dude, come on, man.
That's Reebok jerseys were the shit back then. So
anyway, I'm talking about Aaron Jones. He had 9 rush attempts, 41 yards, a rushing TD, 2 receptions, 86 receiving yards, a reception TD, and 40 yards receiving on 4 targets. He got 30 points, and he almost got me this win. So we're going to see if he does this next week, which I think he will, because A.J. Dillon is not that man.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that. I don't mean to interrupt you, but today I was watching that game, and I guess before there was still kind of like, oh, who's the 1, who's the 2? And it's very clear that it's Jones is the number 1 option, big time. Dillon kind of sucked ass today.
Well, I mean, honestly, for his third year,
he looked like he got hurt.
I thought he was going to take over the position last year.
It was. I think that's what everyone thought too, and that definitely wasn't the case. But speaking of that, what was the outcome of that game?
The Green Bay game?
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay beat the shit out of the Bears.
Of
I
course.
just wanted to hear you say
the Bears.
Horny.
That's crazy.
Imagine being a Bears fan and regarding that in the last 30 years, that team only had 3 different quarterbacks, and they beat you every time.
You know what, though? Honestly, I was kind of like worried I didn't pick up Justin Fields because of the run potential.
He didn't do too good.
But, usually he does good in the first game. Last year he beat San Francisco. But today, he didn't do very much of anything.
Give me another running back that
Let me
did
talk
good
about
this
a
week.
star running back in the city of the ATL, home of T.I.
Coming straight
and
out
other
of the
rappers.
Rubber band,
IE,
man.
baby.
And I'm not talking about Bijan because that
Coming
was
out
not
of
the man today.
IE, baby.
That was Mr. Tyler Algier, who
Yo.
went ham and cheese
And guess where I put him?
on the bench,
On
as
the
did I.
motherfucking
As did fucking I.
God damn it.
I mean, what I don't want to say. I guess you might get a pass because no one really expected. Everyone
hype
was
of Bijan
correct.
was
Honestly, yeah, Bijan had a lot of hype. I didn't expect the split like it was. It was like almost like 50-50.
It wasn't really 50-50 to be honest.
Can you give me
It
the
was,
stat line for Algier?
Yes, sir. So my guy got 15 rush attempts. He got 75 rush yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 receptions, 19 reception yards, and 3 targets.
That boy went crazy. I mean, go ahead.
Was maybe like I don't want to say like a distraction, but they're just gonna go easy with Bijan. Am I saying his name right? Bijan, the mustard guy.
He has his own mustard line too.
Bijan, yeah.
Bijan, okay.
Bijan.
But I mean, I'm sure if I had Algier in one of my leagues and I benched him, I'm sure that was the situation with.
Well,
most
I just wanted to
cases.
see what the situation was going to be like. I didn't want to have a fucking Drake London experience or a Dallas Goddard
Get the
experience.
London look.
The London
Give me a big old fat goose egg.
Honestly, what I thought was everybody told me, why are you getting Algier? Why are you getting Algier? I was like, bro, he
didn't
did
do too
great
bad.
for me
He's
ending
fresh,
the year,
too.
and he won me a fantasy league.
Exactly.
So I would go with him for sure. Coming out of the IE too, shout out Algier. And I mean, he's a solid dude. I think Algier's gonna have the number 1 role until
Well, you know what? I'm worried.
He gets
I'm
hurt, I
worried.
guess.
I'm worried about the receivers for Atlanta because old boy Ritter threw the ball like 15 times. So
Dang, that's it?
That doesn't bode well for Kyle Pitts. Well, he doesn't do shit anyway.
So
And
what does
Drake
that?
London.
What does that mean for Algier? What does that mean for Bijan? Do
Well,
you start one over the other? Do you?
well,
I mean, you're not going to
after
start 2.
After the split today, you could probably start both of them.
Really?
Yeah, because they both have goal line potential. They both receive the ball really good.
Well, let me check because I should have checked. But how many? What was?
And
Bijan Robinson.
They did play a lot of the split back option too.
Bijan Robinson went for 20.3 in our league point system. He had 10 rush attempts, 56 rush yards, 6 receptions, 27 receiving yards, or receiving touchdowns.
That's
and
bullshit.
6 targets.
I needed one
did you just
rushing
say-
touchdown for my picks. My bad. I don't
Did you
need to
just
make
say-
it about me. But
Did you say Bijan had 13 rush attempts or 9? Would you say?
That's what
Bijan
he's
had
talking
10
about.
rush attempts.
And Algier, what about Algier?
I have no
15,
idea.
right?
yeah.
So I mean, it was almost 50, 45.
But obviously, the number 1 option is still Bijan. Obviously, right?
No,
No.
you could pick both of them.
Yeah,
I
Tyler
mean-
had 15 rush attempts. It was pretty much split.
Honestly, it's gonna be whose night is hot. You know what I mean? Like it could be either one of them.
real quick, before we go to break, I'm going to give you a quick sleeper because I was looking him up. After today's game, everybody's going to be like, how is he a sleeper? Like I was saying, Austin Eckler's back. Although it was a big game, everybody scored points. He was projected for 5 points. My boy went for 16.10. And Joshua Kelly over at the Chargers, Austin Eckler's backup. And I did see he rushes the ball really, really well.
You know who else? I don't know his name though. You have to look it up for me. The backup for the Rams. That fool got 2 touchdowns today too.
Cam
The
Akers?
running back.
No,
the running back.
His name is like Williams or something like that.
That fool, yeah, super random. He popped off.
I'll
too.
look up
I
his
believe he got
points
two touchdowns. So
Oh no, Joshua Kelly, I got 16 rush attempts and 91 rush yards, a rushing touchdown, and 1 target. So that's an extra point. And if you play in a PPR, so that's pretty good. I mean, for a backup running back that was,
So would you start him?
And look, next he got Tennessee. If he can do that against Miami, and then they had Austin Eckler as the pass back because that's what Austin Eckler did. From what I saw, Kelly was primarily a run back. He did really well. They had like 3. I was telling you, Mike, damn, they went for 3 run plays back to back to back. One of them was for 12 yards. The other one was for 10 yards. That's 2 first downs in 2 plays. Then the last one was for 5 yards.
I think that's more first downs than Kenny Pickett had the whole first half.
Honestly, it really was. More yards, too, for sure.
So Kyren Williams is the guy I'm talking about, and yeah, he ended up getting 19.40 points. Backup for
Hey, look him up in the waiver wire.
He's available actually. So he was he ended up getting 15 rush attempts, 52 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 2 receptions. So
Damn.
yeah, man, he popped off. So and there's that backup. So now with Cup being gone, it changes everything for the game. But Stafford was going kind of horny. So
Joshua Kelly is only rostered in 4% in Yahoo leagues.
Oh, yeah, so pick him up.
So
If
he is on the
he's
waiver
looking
wire.
like
What
he's
about
out
that
there.
boy there? It says right here off the
Yeah, you can
side.
pick him up as insurance for Eckler too.
Yes, definitely a handcuff. Someone else that I'm looking at that's pretty solid. He's already rostered in 74% of the league, so everybody knows. Samaje Perine from the Broncos. We all know Sean Payton loves using his running backs. The way when he had Kamara, when he had,
Well, especially the young kid, what's his name? Williams?
Yep, Javonte Williams.
He came off an injury, too, so they don't want to use him too much.
Exactly. So Ryan went for 11, exactly like he was projected. He's going to have a good year this year. I think if you guys don't have him, he's
That's
on
solid.
our waiver wire. Look him up. Pick him up.
Hey, like I said,
Kyren Williams
I'm
only
expecting
5%
10 out of your ass.
rostered.
Every time I expect 10.
You got one more for us real quick?
Running back?
Something real quick.
Let's see here. Let's look at the Rolodex.
I think, dang, who was it? I seen one more running back that went off.
You know who's a bad running back? Pacheco. Ass.
Oh, J.K. Dobbins. That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
so
R.I.P.
Oh,
his
no. J.K.
season.
Dobbins is already RIP, man.
I
No,
have
that's
him in
why
my
he
work
went
list.
off.
It's over. Yeah, he's off.
He
He's
went
out.
off and he said, I'm out. Yeah.
So, hey, does that open the door for Gus Edwards?
On a jet plane.
I think it does because I think he tore his
No.
Achilles, so he's going to be out for a long while.
Well, I mean,
Achilles
J.K. Dobbins
hard.
is only like a 2-3
come
game
back
kind of
from.
guy.
I don't know how I feel about it. But with that, we're going to be going into our very first break of our
RIP J.K.
podcast.
Dobbins Achilles.
Shout out
RIP
everybody
this
listening. We love you guys so much. We'll be right back. Stay faded. Hit your doobies.
Shout out Tyler, a
shout
Jungle
out
Buddy,
to,
for being my first victim
what's-
of the year.
What's the guy that made this song?
My boy
Mr.
Tony.
Tony.
Hey, Tony, shout out to you, bro. This is a
With the
fire
sexy
song.
detective
This
song.
is our
For
official
everything,
new
bro.
Hi Guys song, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody
Make sure you
shout out my boy Tony. We love
Smoking
you, boy.
that
Hey, we need to
Presto.
ask him what the title of the song is.
Yes,
It's,
sir. Have a good. We'll be right back.
I don't know what it is.
Sexy detective saxophone.
Sexy Batman music. Yes, sir.
Bring us
4,
into quarterbacks.
3,
Quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Hey there.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi guys. I always fucked that up. Hi guys and hi gals. Welcome back to another tasty, beautiful episode of the Hi Guys Fantasy Football Podcast. As always, thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the support. Season started, first day of the season, or actually second day. But thank you for joining us. We're gonna get right back to what we were talking about, and now we're gonna continue talking about quarterbacks.
Dang.
We still have maybe one or two technically. Well, we got the Giants and the Cowboys, right? Meow. But who cares, right? But let's see.
Nah.
So who was top 5, Mr. Brandon? Give us a quarterback.
I
who went
want to
ham and cheese
start
today.
off with this particular quarterback because I'm versus him this week, and he might be the reason why I might lose. I'm not gonna lie. He got my boy back. My boy, I mean, our sound guy, Mr. Michael. Shout out to him every week. We gotta shout him out. But we got
There.
Miami's quarterback at 66.1 with 466 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, only 1 interception. Unfortunately, 5 rushing attempts, 5 rushing yards, a fumble loss. Dang, 2 turnovers. That sucks. And he still got 66. That's insane. And a 40-yard completion. This boy went off. Regular quarterbacks. Look, I got Trevor Lawrence on the other side. He went for 36. That's like regular points. Like, come on, my boy went for 66. That's Patrick Mahomes numbers. Speaking of Trevor Lawrence, I'm pretty sure he's in the top 5. He went for 36 points. He had 241 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, an interception, 2 sacks, 7 rushing attempts with 21 rushing yards. Both of those quarterbacks did really well for their team, but Tua just did a little bit better and got his team a win as well. So did Trevor. Trevor went beat Indy. Of course they would. They have a new quarterback. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I'll get the stats. Who do you got over there, Mr. Carlos?
Well, Mahomes, although they took that L on Thursday, he wasn't too bad. He gave us 36 points, 39, .10, so almost 40 points. He went for 226 passing yards, 2 pass touchdowns. He did get an interception, 6 rush attempts, and 45 yards. And he did get a pick 6, which that was a thank you very much, Cardarius Tony, you fucking bum. That should have not counted against him, but it definitely did count against him. But 36 points, not bad. I believe Purdy as well. As always, Mama benched him over Herbert. Herbert got 35. Purdy got like 32. Quarterback-wise, unless you had Joe Burrow, shout out to Melly because she had Joe Burrow.
So did I in one of my leagues.
Yeah, I had him in another league too. He did ass.
We'll talk about those quarterbacks that let us down this week. So a quarterback that did really well. Oh my gosh, excuse me. A quarterback that did really well for the waiver wire because no one drafted him, and I'm pretty sure no one is using him. It says he's rostered in 31% of Yahoo leagues, but I'm not exactly sure if anybody actually started him. And I'm talking about Jordan Love over at the Packers. My boy actually went for 48.7 today against the Bears. He dropped 245 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He had a sack, 3 rushing attempts, 12 rushing yards, a 40-yard completion. Shout out to you, Jordan Love. A lot of people wrote you off like they said to
I wrote him
boy
off.
Geno Smith.
Hey, I thought you were describing Aaron Rodgers right now. He's hitting those numbers. That was Green Bay Aaron Rodgers. That's interesting, bro.
And I guess Green Bay still owns the Chicago Bears. Another
Bear
quarterback I
bags.
want to talk about real quick is the rookie. Like I said, I was going to mention him, Anthony Richardson. He's posted as questionable, but he dropped to 34.3 points,
Damn.
going for 223 passing yards, a passing touchdown, interception. He got sacked 4 times. He ran the ball. He rushed 10 times for 40 yards and a rushing touchdown. So he had a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown in his first week in the NFL. Shout out to you, Anthony Richardson. Keep it up. It's pretty good.
Horny.
You got another one for us real quick?
Quarterback wise, my Goff. I had high hopes on Goff. Unfortunately, he didn't do too good, but not too bad. He got me 31 points, 253 passing yards, pass touchdown. He got sacked though, and then he did get sacked, and he lost yardage. But not bad. I expected him to be 40-45. They beat the Chiefs, so I think they're only gonna get better. And I think that whole Lions team in general, from quarterback to the wide receivers, they're definitely onto something. So, and then I don't know.
I want to shout out Kirk Cousins because I always hate
Garbage.
Kirk Cousins. He's pretty bad, but this week he went for 42.1, 344 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 to Jordan Addison, which I did see that. Shout out to Ricky. We talked about receivers a little earlier, and I didn't mention him, so sorry about that, bro. You did go off, and if I can get your numbers later, I'll get them for you. He got sacked twice, 3 rushing attempts, 7 rush yards, 2 lost fumbles. God damn, he gave up the ball pretty good, and a 40-yard completion. But he still gave up 42 points. That's pretty good. And in our league, he's on the waiver wire. So
That's Kirk Cousins all year though. Last year he was always like that. I think people just don't pick him up because they don't fucking like his ass. Like me, fuck Kirk Cousins. But if I had to choose between Kirk Cousins and Jordan Love before like the season started or before today, I probably would have gone Kirk Cousins all day if I needed a quarterback situation. So So that's very, very horny for Jordan Love.
So
Maybe the
real
Packers
quick,
make the
before we
playoffs.
move over to tight ends, let's talk about a few quarterbacks that let us down. I want to start off. You already mentioned Burrow. I'll let you touch that in a little bit. I want to talk about Geno Smith. We all came in here talking really big about
That was
him
my
because
boy.
of the way he did. He was projected for 34. He went for 16.8. He only had 112 passing yards. He had a passing touchdown to DK Metcalf, which helped me out. Shout out that. He got sacked twice. The rush attempt, he had one rush attempt for 6 yards. The Rams, who were looking pretty bad, came in here and shut out the Seahawks. So I don't know how I feel about it. They always say game one tells lies. We'll see how it plays out for the Rams and for the Seahawks.
Another disappointing quarterback was Lamar Jackson. He only got 11.70 points in our league. So, and that was a crazy game. They were kind of down for a while. He only had 169 pass yards, interception. He got sacked 4 times. He had 38 rushing yards and a fumble loss. No touchdown scored by my guy. So I mean, he just got paid fat, but nowadays everyone's getting paid fat. Look at Burrow. So like, as soon as you get paid, you don't got to do shit. So that's what we got to work for. So, but yeah. So maybe next week he'll pick it up. He had OBJ. He had the rookie Flowers. He popped off.
He actually did pretty good.
It was a really defensive game. It was a good game, but Houston sucks.
And then another one, the last one I want to talk about, the rookie quarterback over at Carolina, Bryce Young. He was looking to be pretty good in this league. Came in his first week with only 17 points, expected for 28. He dropped back. He went for 146 passing yards and a passing touchdown. He had 2 interceptions, 2 sacks, 3 rush attempts for 17 yards. Pretty solid for his first start, but he was against Atlanta, who was projected to beat him either way. So I don't know. I'm not too down bad on him. Keep an eye on him. Maybe keep him in your bench for a little bit. Don't start him just yet. Next, we are going to be moving into the tight end position, and so stay tight as we get those ready for you. What do you got first for us, Mister?
It's crazy because I'm looking at the average tight end scores or scoring, and I'm seeing 8 points, 10 points, 6 points. Nothing too crazy. Except the Carolina tight end, the one that you mentioned earlier to me. What's that guy's name?
Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, Hurst.
He was on the waiver wire.
And then what happened?
I picked him up, and then my resource told me to get a different tight end, so I went ahead and dropped him, and then picked up another one. And he didn't do too bad. He gave me 8.9, so that's not that bad. But I could have had Hayden Hurst.
15.9.
God dang it! I know he scored a touchdown. My guy
you're
didn't.
supposed to be our research guy. So if your research guy fails you, if your plug fails you, my plug fails me. So we gotta make sure that guy gets a new job.
Hey, look, my guy did not tell me to get Hayden Hurst. That was all on me. That said, get Hayden Hurst.
Like that.
Hey, I dropped the very first touchdown of the season. I was like, who the heck is this guy?
Oh, Rashard Rice for the.
Yep. I was like, I need a tight end. I'm gonna drop this last guy, the last guy I picked in the draft. I don't really know who he is. And I dropped him, and like 5 minutes later, he had a fucking touchdown.
That's fucking annoying. That happens all
Yeah.
the fucking time, my guy. You know who else kind of popped off? Hunter Henry for the Patriots. 16.9 points for him. That was a crazy game. The Patriots were trying hard. The GOAT Tom Brady was there. They were celebrating him. They did something for him at halftime.
Oh, shit.
But they popped off. So he ended up with 15 rush attempts, 63 rush yards, 56 receiving yards, and a touchdown. So
That's pretty good.
I'm fucking tripping. Those are the wrong stats.
Come on, guy.
Wrong, Henry.
guy.
What a dirtbag. It moved.
This guy's hilarious. Going back to that Hayden Hurst one that I was just talking about. Honestly, no one told me to go for Hayden Hurst. That was me doing my due diligence and thinking what I can do, and I found out that the matchup against Atlanta was very favorable. Atlanta didn't do too well against the tight ends last season, and sure enough, they let go of 15 points out for Hayden Hurst, and I should have just stuck with who I was picking and not who else someone else was picking.
it.
So.
Hey, but quick correction. Hunter Henry, I was right. 5 receiving yards, 56 yards.
Oh, come on,
And
Charles.
6 targets. What? Did I move it? I was like that right in my face. You don't deserve this beautiful face all the time.
It's all good. Hey, you know what though? With Hayden Hurst, I did tell Tony. He said something about he needed a tight end because of Darren Waller. He wasn't sure if he was gonna play, and I told him I was like, "Yo, Hayden Hurst, you should check him out. He has a pretty good week, and I don't know if he did. If he didn't, you suck.
Probably didn't. Dirtbag.
And you said, I want to talk about Logan Thomas for Washington. Who you never know what Washington's gonna do. You never know if Washington's gonna be any good. And sure enough, he dropped 8.3 for Washington. As a tight end, you don't really have many good players. You got Mark Andrews. This week, Travis Kelce was hurt, so you didn't even have that.
That was wild. But you called it too. Shout out to you. You called it the last week's episode, or the one before that, I believe. It was not draft results. It was draft results.
It was draft results.
Shout out that episode.
I know, right?
My
that was
apologies.
a good one.
Yeah, it was, right? But yeah, so that's crazy. That's crazy with Kelce, man. You got to stop talking about players because you start jinxing my players.
I'm going to start jinxing everybody. Start saying everybody besides my Steelers. Damn, we got beat up. We got beat up pretty bad. But speaking about our Steelers, let's see who Pat Fryermuth did. I did see he get a touchdown.
I have him. I think he got like 8 points.
Pat Fryermuth went for 7.3, 3 receptions. I mean, 1 reception for 3 yards, a receiving touchdown on 4 targets. And he is now marked questionable as well.
He got rocked, right? I think.
Yeah, he got hit pretty hard.
Fucking A, man.
The guy that I picked up, he didn't do too bad either. He's a rookie from Detroit. His name is Sam Laporta. He went for 5 receptions on 5 targets and 39 receiving yards. We're playing in a PPR, so that gave me 5 extra points on the 3.9.
Shout out PPR League, man. Yahoo makes it a pain in the ass to fucking set that shit up. I was getting ready to get the league was planning to overthrow me and shit. I'm sure there was secret business meetings in the bag. Like, hey, how do we get rid of this motherfucker? Because they were like, come on, boss.
Hey, we had our picket cards ready and everything,
real.
bro. We were ready to go.
I heard shit outside my door. I was like, what's that? Tony actually went with Komet, which 9.40, not bad. Again, that's kind of, I guess, of a tight end. That's a position that I feel like if you get 10 points, like, that he did good for you. But a lot of tight ends, you're always seeing them with like 4 or 495, like nothing too crazy. So that's interesting because the tight end position back in the day. Speaking of tight ends, funny thing, we were watching the Raiders Saints, same difference, right? The Saints game, and they had Jimmy Graham, and it was crazy to see him back in his Saints jersey. And then stupid Mondo's looking at him. He's like, "Oh yeah, there goes Jimmy Grandpa."
That's a good one.
Exactly. I don't know. I had never heard that, but I thought that shit was fucking funny, dude. But he didn't do shit.
I'm looking for the tight end this guy picked up. What's his name? Juwan Johnson.
I picked him up. That's the guy for the Saints. No,
from a different league. He picked up another one. How do you do?
My guy got like 6 points. Fucked up.
That's not too bad for a backup. For who'd you? Well, you had a backup for Travis Kelce. I mean, not for Kelce.
Juwan
I
Johnson
didn't have him.
my
I
guy.
picked him up, but my phone's being used right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
So
okay,
I can't pull it up.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I had Juwan Johnson, which was, according to my resource, was the number 1 tight end for the Saints. So, but he got 6.60, so it is what it is. But tight end position, interesting. It's a week 1. We'll see what happens. I am hoping for Kelce to stay unhealthy at least until you play me.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I would want the best player in that position to be healthy. But hey, I'm willing to trade him against you for the Calvin Ridley +1. We'll see how we go. Let's do some negotiation. I'll give you Travis Kelce, no problem. Hey, I was gonna get Hayden Hurst if I didn't have Travis Kelce. I would have had 16 points. I'm cool with streaming tight ends again.
Well, yeah, you did say that. So with the way the waiver wires right now, I'm probably gonna be fucking 10. So I'm fucked. So I'm not even.
Coming back from the break, we're gonna be talking about the high. We're just gonna have a high talks, high chat with the high guys. Me and Carlos once again get through a little bit of something we want to get off our chest. But if you want to keep listening, make sure you're following us on all streaming platforms like Spotify. What was the other one? Apple Podcasts, RSS. Our links are in the Instagram.
Links
Hi
will
guys.
be in the description.
Yes, sir. And then our Instagram is Hi Guys FF Podcast. We'll see you guys. We're gonna keep going on there.
Spotify.
This is it for our video. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be right back from our break. Peace.
Hi guys, por vida. Shout out my sister for stealing Dallas fucking defense at 35 points right now. Fuck.